Hi, Amy. How you doing? Hope you're well, hon. Hi, Anna. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Tiana. Thanks for joining me, guys. Hi, Jermaine. Haven't done a live for a while. Hi, Kimberly. But I think this one needs to be done. Mwah! Back, Tiana. Hope you're well, hon. Just making sure that I've got all my resources for you. Waiting for a few more people to join and then I'll start. It's going to be real. Mental health is too much of a stigma, so, you know, do I look mental? No. Mental health doesn't mean you're mental, nothing to be ashamed of. We all go through difficulties, we all go through hardship in life, and we deal with it differently. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. Get well and enjoy life. Hi, Leanne. Can hear my son trying to come in. A few days. Hi, Alison. How you doing, hon? Hi. Right, guys, let's make a start, shall we? Let's make a start. So, if you've been on my Facebook for a while now, you'll know, just from things that I've said, posts, various things, that I openly discuss the fact that, drawing on my neck for some reason, that I openly, hi Natasha, have discussed the fact that I suffer with anxiety and depression. The depression is not really a factor now. It's not as bad as it has been. It's still there. It still does come and go. Hi Farah, thanks for joining, hon. But the anxiety is more what I'm battling now. So, bear with me 1 second. I just thought of another prop that I need. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, thanks, Farah. Bear with me 1 second, guys. Do you know what? No, I'm not going to leave you. I'll just discuss that, don't worry. Yes, me too. I hate anxiety. I absolutely hate it. Hi, Sarah. I'm actually wishing now that my anxiety would go back to what it used to be, which was basically funny. Hi, Martina. I know, horrible. Funny feelings in the stomach. For me, that's all it was. These funny feelings in the stomach, especially when I was younger, not knowing what they were. Not knowing why I would feel that way when I was around certain people or when I went to certain places. Just why did I feel like this? Why did I have to rush to the toilet as soon as I went to that place? No idea why. I just thought my body's just acting a bit strange. Didn't realise it was anxiety until I got a bit older. With the depression comes and goes. The depression is basically related to events. So it's not something that really takes hold of my life like anxiety does. I am able to kind of get through that part, which is good. Hi Sally, hi Lisa, hi Harriet. So, but yeah, I've hid my depression and I've hid my anxiety. So, you know, people who are doing that now. Hi Tiff, I understand why, because I've been there, I've done it. We become very good liars because we don't want to bring the tone down. We don't want to upset people because we just think if we discuss it, if we talk about it, I did anyway, it's just going to bring the tone down. People are going to look at you like you're always complaining, or you're not positive. I don't want to be around you. And I have lost friends over it, but Oh, thank you, Farah. You know, it's really hard for people to understand, and I don't blame them at all. Hi, Shabnam. I'm just trying to greet you all. I'm really going to go into more depth now, so if I don't greet you or you know, reply to you as I'm talking, I will afterwards respond to you via post. But thank you anyway, keep it coming. So, yeah, my anxiety has nothing to do with the death of my daughter, which is what a lot of professionals think. Well, you've lost a baby, of course, you know, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be this. Hi, Rebecca. To tell you the truth, I've always, from as far back as I can remember, had anxiety. Hi, Sally. All the way in Italy. But since my daughter has passed, then yes, my anxiety has gone worse. My anxiety has actually gone through the roof. Symptoms. Where do I start? Bear with me, because it's not easy. Just feeling so nervous all the time. Recently, heart palpitations. I'm actually waiting for the hospital to send me through an appointment for a heart echo. I need to have an echo to see if they can hear a heart murmur. Now, some specialists say they can hear something, and some specialists are telling me that they can't hear anything. I've been to the hospital various times, and it's scary stuff because you think, why is my body doing this? But then saying that, I've had various tests. I've had ECGs, I've had an MRI scan on the brain, I've had all different things since my daughter's passed, and they've all come back clear. And that's great. I'm glad they've come back clear. It's like, yes. And my husband's like, what did I say to you? There's nothing wrong with you. In the nicest possible way, it's all in your head. And he's right. And that's what I'm saying to any of you guys who are experiencing, you know, the anxiety, the depression. I'm only speaking on these two because these are the two that I suffer with. So I don't want to touch on anything else like schizophrenia or bipolar because I don't want to say the wrong things. I'd rather stick with what I know. But feel free to inbox me, you know, once I've done this if you want to discuss anything. So he was right. It's all in my head. And I've said this to a family member not so long ago, and it is, we need to change the way that we think. It's the thinking driving us crazy. It's not so much that we're thinking negatively. Some people with anxiety do. With me, my anxiety has gone from normal anxiety, if you can call it normal, to health anxiety. I now have health anxiety. I'm not ashamed to say that. Every day now, I'm dying. I'm dying every day. If I get the slightest headache, I'm having a stroke. It's a stroke. I haven't drunk enough water. Just speaking to you now, I feel like laughing because it just sounds so irrational. But at the time, the panic, and that is what I'm going through. So when I lost my daughter, my body was doing all these strange things, and they were saying to me, Michelle, you've had a miscarriage. It's going to take your body a while to get back to normal. Every tingling sensation. Okay, honey, thank you. Every tingling sensation that I had, it was because I was having a stroke. And I'm not sure if anyone's got the plasma screen in their doctor's surgery. I have. That, they do like a little clip of a lady that's having like stroke-like symptoms and saying what to look out for. That haunted me. Every time that came on, I would literally have a full-blown panic attack. I'd go into my doctor's surgery and I'd sit like this because I didn't want to see it. And even my husband didn't know why. Why are you sitting like that? And I'm like, I can't look at the screen. I can't look at the screen. Why do they keep speaking about strokes? And you know, whenever I was really concerned about them, I'd hear things about strokes. They'd be all over the television. I'd have to turn over. People would send me cards. My birthday was just after my daughter died. And somebody would send me a birthday card. And one of the actual stamps on the envelope was about a stroke. And for a while I thought, are you having a laugh? It's like it's following me. But again, it's all in my head. Now, the other day, I saw the same clip. I even remember how it starts. When stroke strikes, it's like a fire in the brain. That sentence has played over in my head so many times. And even today, I walked past the shop and they were talking on one of the television screens about stroke epidemics, how it seems to be getting more common. My next door neighbour knocked me last week. I went to just go and see one of my church sisters, she said. She's only in her 40s, she had a stroke. I'm thinking, here we go again. Why does this keep happening? Why? So I'm not so caught up with that now. We moved on from there. It was heart attacks. Every day I was having a heart attack. Back down the hospital again. Every little, pounding in my chest, pain, everything, it was a heart attack. It was a heart attack. I'm dying. I need to call somebody. And I'd literally be in tears because I'm thinking my husband's at work. Thank God he works closer now. My daughter's at school, but she's taught well. She knows how to call 999. My son is 18 months old, and that would play over in my brain. If anything was to happen, he cannot call an ambulance. How long until somebody finds him? That's really scary stuff. And it just keeps going over and over. And I feel like I then have to train people. I say to my hubby, right, if you message me and you don't get me, you know something's wrong. And I really shouldn't say that because maybe I just haven't seen the message. But I'm just thinking, Jackson, what's his reaction going to be like? So these things can really send you into a panic. And last night I had to just try and switch the brain off. And for all my anxiety followers out there, that is the hardest thing to do. It's like we're looking for the switch. It's the hardest thing. Last night I sat there, my head was pounding. It was pounding. And for years I've said to people, I've got a headache. I still do it now, I've got a headache. It's the anxiety and it just throbs and throbs and throbs. And I lay down on the sofa and my husband's like, switch off, switch off. But then last night what I did, I said to him, have you got your phone nearby? He said yes. I said, right, let's make a list. I need to buy Malika some ballet shoes. Jackson needs some more vests. So everything that was in there that I just couldn't take anymore, I was giving it to him. And he was typing it into his phone. And then when I got to what I thought was the end, he would send it to my phone. If I thought of anything else, I'd say it again. I got him to turn all the lights off because normally it's the case where if I do have a headache, I need to be in a dark room. Even if it is a stress headache, I need to be in a dark room, just lying down. That kind of did help. So yeah, thank you guys so much of you are just agreeing. Farah, he's amazing. I don't know where I would be without him. Seriously, God first. And then my husband is just like absolutely amazing. Amazing. Annoys the life out of me sometimes. I'm sure I annoy him as well. But he's absolutely amazing. He's been through this whole journey with me. And at times we'd argue like crazy because he could not understand. He didn't know why I was saying certain things, why I was doing certain things, why I was feeling certain things. And it took me like years after we got together to even explain to him what was going on. Farah, I'm exactly the same. I've asked Glenn to leave me. I've asked him to go. I've asked him to go so much times. Leave me because I'm just dragging you down. Big up Glenn, exactly cause. So much times. And he's like, babe, I'm not going anywhere. And he tells me all the time, I'm not leaving you. I'm getting emotional now. Oh, but yeah, he's absolutely amazing. I don't know where I'd be without him. And then after we lost Destiny, I couldn't even go to the bathroom without him, guys. I couldn't even go to the bathroom. I needed him every second. And do you know how much that takes out of someone? I had to then think, I'm zapping all the energy out of him, So thank God for family as well, because family's really stood up. And my mum and dad have been great. Like, they're here nearly every week because Glenn needs a break. As brilliant as he is, he can't do it all, and he thinks he can, but he can't. And I keep saying to him, look, you also have to acknowledge how you feel. You've lost a child as well. Our grief is not just a joint thing, it's also separate, and you need to grieve in your own way. Oh, thank you, Sean. But yeah, he's absolutely amazing. So yes, big up Glenn. Whoop, whoop. So, and all of you guys, I just want to take time while I'm on the subject of bigging up, to big up people. You know who you are. I'm not going to embarrass you by calling your names. But after I lost Destiny, those of you who came to just sit with me, just come to the house and just sit down, just talk to me, just spend time with me. All those people who did that, because you know what? I needed you at that time and you were there. So thank you so much for doing that. all those people who called me, all those people who sent cards, just all the love it was felt, the messages on here. It was just amazing. Like, we didn't even know if we were going to tell people that Destiny had died, but it got to the point where we were like, we have to do this. We really have to do this now, and I'm glad that we did, because once we told you all, the love just started coming from Facebook, and it was so much better. So, yeah, here he is. Big up, Glenn. Big him up, because he's been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's not easy. You know, I was so ignorant to miscarriage. You know, I had 2 lovely healthy children, and you just think, oh, you know, my children are healthy. I was really ignorant to how miscarriage works. You know, once you get past 12 weeks, you're fine, we can tell people. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I don't want to scare anyone, but it doesn't work like that. I was 23 weeks, past halfway, expecting to have this beautiful baby girl. It does not work like that. I know somebody who got right to the end of their pregnancy, has still had to give birth the same way that I did, and their baby lived for 6 hours. 6 hours and then passed away. So these things can happen. We need to be aware. But all I can say to you is, slightly going off topic, if you feel that anything is wrong in your pregnancy, anything whatsoever, make sure you speak up and do what you need to do, because these nurses and doctors, they're so overworked, they're so stressed, and I'm not tearing anyone down, but they're not God. Only God knows. They are people like you and me. In Wolverhampton, they don't hear the baby's heart week until 20 weeks. And that really scared me, because I wanted to hear it. We went to the 16 weeks check thinking we were going to hear the heartbeat. And they're like, no, we don't listen until 20 weeks. So 20 weeks, there could have been an issue there. And then she passed away at 23 plus 2. So, you know, I'm not planning on having any more children. But if that was to happen, they would be listening before 20 weeks. I don't care. They would be. Because we need to keep a check on these things. So, ladies, just look after yourself. And men, just make sure that, you know, you speak up, support your partners, support your wives, support your girlfriends. Make sure that they get regular checks. You know, lucky for us, Destiny was so healthy. She was a healthy baby. It's just something that happened. I developed preeclampsia, and my placenta just, it wasn't serving her anymore. It just was not serving her anymore. She wasn't getting any goodness out of it. So she had nothing wrong with her. Nothing. It was just mommy's placenta. So, you know, these things happen. And since that's happened, it's made my anxiety go through the roof. Like, literally. So it's made my anxiety go worse. Like, to the point where I couldn't sleep. Never had trouble sleeping before. If you know me, I love my sleep. I couldn't sleep. And for me, panic attacks were happening at night. I didn't even really know what a panic attack was. But if you've never had one, honestly, you don't want to know. Just try and keep yourself as healthy as you can, and just make sure that your mind is taken up with the right stuff. Because once you get into that trap, and it's so hard, but once you get into that trap of just thinking a certain way, it can take over your whole body. And even my consultant said to me when I went for the post-mortem results, she said, Michelle, your mind is just so strong. Use it for good. Use your mind for good, and stop thinking about things that are just bringing you down. And that's what I've decided to do. So today, I decided to, not actually today I decided to, but today was my first anxiety course. Basically, it's 4 weeks. I was referred, the first time I was referred by a doctor, but I had just lost Destiny, and because I just lost that, I was all over the place, and they really thought, like, no one's going to be able to help you right now. You need to cry it out, get it out your system. So I've been referred again, and second time round I'm a lot more positive. So I've gone, and it's called Stepping Forward. So we get like questionnaire books, and they expect us to fill out the questionnaires every week so they can keep basically tabs on our process, you know, and our progress, like, you know, things like, let me get one as an example. So, for instance, you've got things, I don't know if you can see that. So, yeah, it is CBT, Farah. We've got things like little interest or pleasure in doing things. So, not at all is a 0. Several days is a 1. More than half the days is a 2. nearly every day is a 3. So when I first lost Destiny, little interest in or pleasure in doing things, a 0. My daughter just died. I didn't want to do anything. I wasn't even eating. If Glenn did not say to me, babe, you need to eat, I probably would have wasted away by now. I wasn't eating and I wasn't even feeling hungry, because grief just fills you. Grief, I've never felt. No one that close to me before has passed. You can't get closer than your children. So the grief that I was feeling was just, it just took me. It just overtook me to the point where, you know, and I'm not proud to say this, but I wasn't even able to function for my other children. I wasn't able to. Again, thank God for family and friends. You know, I might have looked like I was coping, but it was so hard. And there's been so much times where I've sat there and I've held Malika and I've cried. And I've said to her, I am so sorry that mummy is not the mummy that she used to be. That I'm not the fun mummy before Destiny passed away. I've had to explain that to my 7-year-old, but she's been absolutely amazing. And I've said to her, I will get back to being me, and slowly I'm getting there. We play games, I'm making more time for her, I'm getting there. So that's kind of how it would work. Every week I do this, you know, my numbers should decrease, so I should be getting more 0s and more 1s. The first time that they got me to fill one of these out to see whether I was worthy of the CBT or not, it was literally every day I was getting all 3s, and that's why they were basically saying that, you know, you need to do some internal work first, and they were right. I'm ready for the course now. So we do that every week, and we've also got our very own Stepping Forward workbook. Thank you so much for your comments, guys. Not ignoring you. I will reply back to you all afterwards. So this is the workbook which we work through. So I'll just show you a few things. What did we have to do today? I think it was page 25, I can remember. Here we are. We had to think about our vicious cycle. What is our vicious cycle? Now, again, I'm being open with you, so I'm going to discuss it all with you, okay? So, one of them is feeling lonely, but not wanting company all the time. And I've gone through this, and people were saying to me, well, you can't complain about being lonely, Michelle, if you never make the effort to come out with us, or, you know. And it got to the point where friends stopped asking me, and that would upset me even more, because it's like, well, my friends aren't even asking me to come out anymore. But at the same time, I really couldn't blame them, because I'd given them so much excuses in the past. And when you are suffering with anxiety, you do lie, you do make up things, you do anything to not panic, to not want to be around people. So a lot of times I have said, oh no, I can't make it, or no, I'm doing this, or, you know, blah, 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 because I just don't want to be there. I don't want to be, you know, just out of the house sometimes, or away from my little comfort zone. I don't want to be away from Glenn. So feeling lonely, but not wanting company all the time. Yeah, so that's like really a weird one, a bit of an oxymoron there, because, you know, I love company, but I'm starting now to really enjoy company. So I've always loved it, but for some reason I just couldn't be around people in that way. I'd get frustrated, I'd sometimes even get angry. There's a different range of emotions, but now it's like I'm really starting to enjoy people more, and that's good, because it's very important, because you do need people. So if anybody out there thinks that you don't, you do. You need your family, you need your friends, just keep people around you. It's very important. You can't get through this alone. You can't do it. I thought I was strong. I don't care how strong you think you are. You need people to get through this. Now, in my case, when my daughter first died, people weren't enough. People weren't enough. My husband wasn't even enough, and that's because I had a void. And now everyone's different. I'm not going to preach to you here, but I realised that my void was Jesus. That was the void I needed. I needed to find my faith. So once I did that, and I found an amazing church and people that, you know, were absolutely wonderful, that's when I started to feel full. That's when I started to feel full. If you have not tried Jesus, try. Because if you're feeling empty all the time, I'm telling you, try. Just speak to him and see what happens. That really helped me. Keeping on top of the housework is another one. Frustrates me so much. If I show you my ironing pile right now, which keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher, and I joke to the kids, which one of you are going to do mommy's ironing? And you have to make light out of it. And people say, look, you know, you've been through a stressful time. Don't worry if the house isn't clean. Don't worry if the clothes aren't ironed. But it really annoys me, and I don't like clutter. Now, everyone's anxiety is different, everyone's depression is different, but I do know people who, with their anxiety, the slightest little bit of dirt or something out of place, I'm not as bad as that. I don't mind a little bit of dirt or a speck of this, but if it's really starting to, you know, it's right there, a whole pile of iron, it's right in front of you, this mountain, I think I've just got to get on with that. And I'll just give you one more. Disciplining the children. Sometimes that can be hard as well, because I'm trying to lower my stress. For those of you that didn't know, when I had preeclampsia, I had high blood pressure, which is also a factor of that. And they had to desperately try and get my blood pressure down. It was really high. I'm talking dangerously high. So you can see where the whole stroke idea came from. And they were monitoring me every second. They had to keep coming in, even when I was asleep, coming in, waking me up, blood pressure, no, it's still too high. They had me on labetalol tablets. I actually took myself off them, I think it was last month, and it got to the point where my palpitations were getting really bad. My doctor agreed that it was okay to come off them, and he thought that my heart rate, everything was trying to get back to normal without the medication. So if I just came off it, saw what happened, and fingers up, so far everything's been good, blood pressure's okay. And I do keep going to get checked, and I am going to invest in a monitor. So, never had high blood pressure before, so that really freaked me out. And if you suffer with low blood pressure, that's not okay. It's still as dangerous. So please do look after yourself, guys. And if you haven't had your blood pressure taken in the longest time, get it done, because sometimes there's no symptoms. Sometimes there are no symptoms. Please look after yourself. I can't stress enough. Okay, so yeah, so the workbooks we just basically work through. And then this morning was all about stress. The part one was stress. Thank you, Farah. I'm proud of you too, hon. You've come a long way. What is stress? We were being asked these questions, and our tutor was basically saying we all have stress, because a lot of us get more stress when we think, gosh, why am I always stressed? That person over there looks so happy. First thing you need to do is not look at that person over there. That's a no-no. Just concentrate on you, because not everyone tells the truth about how they really, truly feel. You cannot look at another person's lifestyle and think they have it made. They're just, everything's wonderful, everything's happy. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Just focus on you. Focus on you. Everyone has stress. So you have this part of the scale and this part of the scale, and we all have it. So some people might have minimal stress, and some people, like myself at the minute, might have like major stress. But stress occurs in everyone. People that say I don't do stress, you might be able to manage it better. I understand that, but we all get stress. So there's no such thing as having a stress-free life. Once you understand that, your anxiety will also get better, because you're thinking it's normal. And a lot of the reasons why our anxiety does get so bad is because we forget that the things that we're feeling are normal, and people do feel them. And some people feel these things and don't even realise that they are anxious, that they do suffer with anxiety. So just keep in tune with your body, and please speak to a GP if you do need help, because my symptoms, you know, I can only speak for myself, might not be the same as what you have, and you know how it goes. So I was having a conversation with my mum not so long ago, and I said to her, I just need a befriending group. I need people that I can just call and say, look, I'm not having a good day today. I'm really not having a good day. Can someone just come and sit with me? I don't want to keep asking friends. I don't want to keep asking family. Let's ask someone to do this, and it's actually their job. And you know, that day I walked into the library with my son for his weekly class, and this just happened to be there. It was just there. The Sisters with Heart Befriending Project. It was just there. And I picked it up and I went home and I called them, and I wasn't happy with the response that I got at first, because they just didn't seem like they were aware of what they put on their leaflet. But I think they were quite a new company, and once they sent somebody out to me, which, you know, granted, they said they would, and they did. She's absolutely, this is Wolverhampton. Farah, I live in Wolverhampton now, hun. She's absolutely amazing. She comes to see me once a week, and we just keep in touch, and she just sits there and she just talks. And if I need to pour my heart out with her, do that. If I need to just say, let's have a cup of tea, we do that. If I need to watch TV, we do that. Last week, I was really in a bad way. We went and had a walk in town. I just needed to get out. We had a walk, went down to town. It was great. She's coming again tomorrow, and we're having another walk out somewhere, and it's just great. And, you know, I'm not ashamed to say this. This is the problem. Too many people are feeling this way, and they're not saying, I need help. I need a company like this. You know, you really have to, because the help is there. It really, really is, and people are really kind. So make sure you do. Today in Wolverhampton, I think they're going to different cities every day this week, but today, Head Start, I'm not sure how much of that you can see, we're in Wolverhampton. I first came across them on Facebook just by accident, and I liked their page. I was having a look, and I realised they dealt with, like, you know, mental health issues, depression, anxiety, and all the rest of it. And I promised myself that I would go in today, introduce myself, and just have a look at what they have to offer. And I got a goodie bag, got some leaflets, haven't even looked at them myself yet. So one about empowering young people, which is really, really important, because all these issues stem from childhood with most people. I've spoken to so much people that they're still talking about what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and these things are still issues in their life today, and they shouldn't be. And you know what? That used to be me. No more. My faith has helped a lot with that. But if that's not the route that you want to go down, what you need to do, you really, really need to, guys, just change the way you think. I can't stress it enough. It's really important. Whatever has happened, you really have to move on. It's not nice when people say move on, just get over it, and you shouldn't really say that to someone who's suffering, but they do, and they don't understand, and that's fine, because they don't understand. But we have to get in tune with ourselves, try and understand ourselves. And I say try, because my husband would say, why are you crying? He'd say things like, what's making you anxious? And then I'd get more anxious because I was focusing on whatever it was, but I didn't really know what it was. Don't know if anyone's ever experienced that. If anyone's, yeah, it was really weird. I just have to run out of a shop. Didn't know why, just panicking. So I couldn't explain to him. And because I couldn't explain to him to make sure that he was aware, I'd panic more. It was really, really strange. So yeah, just keep talking and make sure that you are in tune with yourself, because once you get to know, then it becomes easier. I got a pad which I can just, you know, write things on. Might record my feelings on that. I also got a stress ball. It's a little bit dirty because Jackson was playing with it, but yeah, I've got a stress ball, so I'll be using that. Definitely need that in my life. What else did they give me? Quite a lot. They've given me a pencil. Why is a young lady coming downstairs?
Because I want to drink.
Go and ask Daddy then quickly, then back to bed, good girl. And they've also given me a pen. I've got a bookmark. And on the bookmark, it says 5 ways to well-being. So, be active. Can't stress that enough. I'll go for a walk now, Nelly, every day. Even if I don't want to. Get out the house. Night, sweetheart. And just go for a walk. Connect. Again, something that I'm doing more. You don't want to meet your friends? Go and meet your friends. You'll feel better once you get there. Give. Yeah, definitely you need to give, because it's not all about just taking, and that's just how it is in this world anyway. You feel much better when you're giving to people. I actually feel better when I'm giving to people. The way that I see it is the only way to get blessed is to bless others. Keep learning. There's so much to learn about your condition. I don't know all there is to know about anxiety, and I probably never will. I don't know all there is to know about depression, but there's so much to learn, and it's interesting. And when we learn more, not only can we help ourselves, but we can help others. And just take notice. Take notice of what's going on. Again, just be in tune with yourself. So they gave me that. And that was all for that bag, but what a lot. And it was all free. So that was good. And they also gave me another one. This is a bit dirty. It fell off the buggy. Can you see that? So I can actually use that for my shopping. And in this one, was it the same? Yeah, roughly the same. The only difference is I've got a little leaflet that basically tells you what to do when you're faced with a challenge. So if anybody basically wants to see those closer up, send me your email. I can scan them to you. I've got a scanner. Email them over to you, whatever's easiest. Try and take a picture of my phone if it's clear and then just send it to you. I'm not sure. We'll try and work it out. But if you want to see them more close up, hubby's more technical than me. We'll work it out and we'll get it to you. Over the weekend, I'm going to be joining up with a company called doTERRA. Am I saying that right, Farah? Is it doTERRA? 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 I think it's doTERRA. I'll say doTERRA for now. Google them. doTERRA. Amazing company. This company's been in my life for some time now, but I wanted to see the results that I was getting first, and I saw my friend Farah, who's commenting down below. We go way back. We know each other from school. Farah is part of this company, and I said it right the first time. Woo, doTERRA. And yeah, Farah suffers with anxiety. Hope you don't mind me sharing that, Farah. I think you already have done. And Farah, like myself, didn't want to, just be using all the medication. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with medication. If your doctor has prescribed your medication and it's working, that is great for you. Keep doing whatever you're doing just so that you can function, just have, a lovely life, because it's hard to function with anxiety. For myself, it got to the point where I'd had so much drugs in the hospital before the miscarriage and after the miscarriage. I didn't want to put any more in my body, and I decided, right, it's time to get healthy. I've got 2 other kids to go on for. I don't want anything in my body that does not need to be there. So my doctor prescribed me sleeping pills, didn't take them. He prescribed me antidepressants, didn't take them. I went back because I was still anxious. He gave me diazepam, didn't take it. But I spoke to so many people before I came up with that, that answer. I didn't just decide not to take them. You really have to do your research. And I spoke to a lot of people who, have been really low. I'm talking had some dark times, and they've said to me, Michelle, if you can do without the medication, then please do. Because the side effects can be horrific, because not everyone has side effects, but the side effects can be horrific, and the coming down from them once you come off them can be even worse. And guys, that was enough to scare me. I'm easily scared. That was enough to scare me. So I thought, okay, we've got to go the natural route. Hi, Alex. So I found doTERRA, and they do amazing oils, all natural substances. This one is frankincense. And again, being a Christian, I love the fact there's one called frankincense and there's one called myrrh. And they're absolutely amazing. Honestly, I really, really, really love them. So, if you're suffering, I'm not asking you to talk about it now because that's completely private to you. Message me afterwards. And as I say, I'm joining this company over the weekend. I'm going to sign up. I just wanted to get my results first. It's changed my life. The oils have changed the life of my dad. Not so much the oils, but they do different things. And he had a pain in his shoulder. Nothing was getting rid of this pain. He was back and forth from the doctors. He's 77 this year, guys. And I gave him some rub. It's like a soothing rub from doTERRA. Can you remind me of the name, please, Farah? What's the name of the rub? Can't remember what the name is. Farah will let me know. But I gave him some of that. He took it away. I says, Dad, use it and let me know and get back to me. And he got back in touch, and I gave him another brand, which my mum gave me. And I'm not going to mention the brand, but I gave him that one also. Deep Blue, that's the one. I gave him the other brand, a well-known brand from the shops. And he said that the Deep Blue from doTERRA, he couldn't feel the pain. And he's tried everything, medication. I'm even going to give him an injection. He's tried everything, and it was absolutely amazing. So it put a smile on my face because it was working. I was getting results. You know things work when it's not just you, other people. So the oils were like maintaining a good level in my life, because at the end of the day, nothing cures. You have to just, you know, find something that manages whatever you're going through. So it's not a cure, guys, but it will help you to manage your anxiety and other different things. For me, I'm using it for anxiety, and when I feel that anxious feeling coming on, I get a little bit, pop it in my hands, rub it together, breathe in deeply, and just, you know, inhale it. And it just really starts to... Stacey, leave that question with me. I'll find out and get back to you. But because it's all natural, I think it would be, sweetheart. But leave that question with me. Yeah, they're amazing.